This video is sponsored by Squarespace. AI is coming for photography. And it's not just hype anymore. Tools like Midjourney, DALL-E, and others are already creating full-on photos from text prompts. Some photographers are losing jobs to AI-generated headshots, portraits, product photos, and let's not even start on all of the AI video that's already starting. And yeah, it's kind of terrifying. But here's the thing, there's one niche that AI can't touch, and that's wedding photography. Weddings have been a part of the human story since the beginning. Celebrated across cultures, rooted in family, community, and deep emotion, and that's something AI cannot replace. Let's talk about the reasons why AI is never going to take over wedding photography. The first reason is weddings are a family celebration. Weddings aren't just events, they're generational gatherings. I can't tell you how many weddings I've been to where the family hasn't seen each other for years. So you have aunts and uncles, grandparents, siblings and cousins all coming together, especially nowadays when people don't spend so much time together as they used to. Back in the day, families used to live close to each other. You saw your cousins often, but nowadays in the digital age, we just don't see people as often. Sound off in the comments if you rarely ever see your family. It's a sad reality of this day and age, but it's just kind of what it is. Since we have all this family coming together, we're capturing something that is not easily AI generated. I mean, I guess if you want to be extra, you can get photos of all your family, feed it to AI, and see what it comes up with, but that will never capture the real feeling of what it's like to be around your family. Nowadays, everyone wants to lean on AI generated everything and digital everywhere, but having all the family together like this is a feeling you cannot replicate. And the photos that wedding photographers are taking are really just capturing those feelings. But first and foremost, those feelings need to be generated for real so that when you look back at the photos, there's something you feel from them. And keep in mind, as wedding photographers, we're just not taking photos. We're basically empaths on a wedding day, feeling all of those emotions and transferring them into a photo. This way, the couple, their family are actually generating those feelings, and then we have the talent to capture it so that they can re-feel it later in the future. I'm sorry, but as cool as AI is, it's never going to be able to replicate the feeling of being around your family and a photographer understanding that feeling, capturing it, and giving it to you in an album or prints. Now, I have a great example for one of my weddings in the past, and honestly, I don't think I will ever forget this moment. It was a wedding I was doing, and it was such a beautiful day, but the bride's father had passed a couple years beforehand. Now, we get to the father-daughter dance, and they play a slideshow of photos of him and her together when she was little. And I tell you, when there was not a dry eye in the room, like I myself was absolutely just bawling. And again, that feeling is very real for me as well. I have 5 kids, 3 of them are daughters. My oldest is a daughter. So yeah, I could see myself there. And this is something AI is not going to give you. So I was capturing these photos, feeling that exact same emotion while taking the photos. And it was just a beautiful moment. She ended up doing her first dance with her cousin or uncle, someone in the family. And again, this is my point. Weddings are about family gatherings, people from generations that you haven't seen in a while, and just celebrating together. I love these moments and I love being a wedding photographer because of it. This actually leads into reason number 2. Emotions cannot be generated. AI might be able to mimic the look of emotions, but it'll never be able to capture how it feels. During a wedding day, emotions are unpredictable. There are so many different emotions that we could be seeing at any point in time. Anger, sadness, joy. I cannot tell you how many moments at a wedding where we go from sadness to joy almost back to back. And it's really awesome to be there as a photographer, understand the emotions that are happening in the room, and be able to capture that. AI might be able to make a pretty picture, but again, these emotions are like you just can't think about what could happen next. And I've just been surprised at some of the things I've seen at weddings over the years. Nothing about wedding photography is predictable. And if you're a wedding photographer, let them know in the comments below. Things will change in the drop of a dime. And one moment you'll be absolutely happy, and then the couple will be like totally angry or yelling at a parent, and then back to happiness, and then you're drunk on the dance floor. It's just days are so unpredictable, and there are so many emotions. Another great example of this was at a recent wedding I just shot. The mother of the bride wasn't able to attend a wedding, and the bride was in her feels about this. We're doing her getting ready photos. She's in her dress, and she's with her grandmother in her feels. As a photographer, you have to know how to be in those moments, but not take up the space for the feelings. This is what enables us to capture these feelings and get something that AI could never create. Seeing them there together in their emotions and just letting them all fill the room was absolutely amazing, and I love being able to capture this stuff as a wedding photographer. And since we're over here doing story time, another one of my favorite stories from a wedding was about maybe 5 years ago or so. I was in the mountains of North Carolina shooting a wedding. This again had another passed away mother of the bride. Sunflowers were kind of her symbol, so we had a lot of those photos in the group and bridal party photos. We were getting those photos done before the ceremony, and then the sky absolutely opened up. Now, my couple was very reasonable and trusted me, and we were able to look at dark sky. Rest in peace, dark sky. It was my favorite weather app. We were able to do their ceremony outside still, and it was absolutely amazing. The joy on their faces after they got married and were walking out is one of my favorite photos I have ever taken. And it's mainly because of the whole situation of the couple being fine with everything going on, not getting angry about it, and just going with the flow. Again, changing emotions from super joyous, having a fun time, to a little bit nervous and worried with the rain, to absolute just like happiness at the end. So wedding photography has so many emotions that AI cannot generate. It may be able to make a photo look like it's happy, but there's a real tangible feel to wedding photography and wedding days that you cannot generate. Now, speaking of generating content, one place where AI can actually help you out as a wedding photographer is going to be with building your website with this video sponsor, Squarespace. Now, I'm not a big fan of AI generating photos and trying to take the job of photographers, but with Squarespace, you can actually use AI to help you build your website. And if you're trying to be a professional wedding photographer, having a beautiful website to display your portfolio is something you absolutely need. Squarespace is an online platform where you can easily and quickly build your website, show off your portfolio and photography work, and get new clients interested in you as a wedding photographer. I've been using Squarespace for over 10 years now and swear by them. And the main reason is not only because it's easy to build your website, but because of all the additional features they have on their platform. I can sell physical and digital products, make member pages on my website, use Squarespace payments to quickly get payments into my bank account, and even do marketing through an email list. There's so much you can do with Squarespace, and as a business owner, they've been with me since the beginning, and something I recommend to all wedding photographers. So if you don't have a website yet, I highly recommend making one with Squarespace. You can check out the link in the description below for 10% off of your first domain or website. Make sure you have a website so that your business can be successful and couples can find you. Now, another reason why AI can never take over the wedding photography niche is because photos are personal. I talked about it earlier. You are able to feed photos into AI and generate your own photos, but they're not going to feel personal anymore. It's actually going to feel a lot like how everything is content nowadays. So one thing I've really been on recently is trying to travel more. I've actually never been out of the United States until I recently went to Japan a couple of times, and I'm trying to see the world. It's been really awesome doing it. But if I was going to generate a whole bunch of just AI photos, like using a photo of myself and then telling AI like, hey, show me by the Eiffel Tower in Paris or whatever, like, it's just not, what does that mean to me, right? It's a little photo, maybe I could show it off, try to get clout for it, which is the absolute, like, why are we living like this? Like, people are generating fake things to show other people to make themselves feel better, even though they know they're not really doing it. I can't. And that's why, again, photos are personal, and people understand that wedding photography is a real celebration. It comes from religious roots for the most part. And nowadays, even if it may not be religious, it's a very special celebration that's usually bringing in family and so many other people that are very close to you. So, like, generating it with AI just, I don't know. I'm sure there's probably couples who might do it, but it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That'd be like generating AI photos for like your graduation photos or something. Like, this stuff is just not, it's not going to replace those real feelings, and photographers are still going to be able to make money in these fields doing those types of niche photography. Every moment from a wedding day is personal to the couple, and you can't replicate that. Like, another recent wedding I was at, the groom's brothers like took their shirt off during the reception time and were dancing around crazy. And I mean, like, you could AI generate that. You can AI generate whatever, but it's never the same as the spontaneity that can happen at a wedding and seeing someone that you've known for years and love doing something absolutely crazy. These photos mean so much to our couples. And again, as a wedding photographer, you need to try your best not to just go into it thinking that you're taking photos and that's it. When I talk to my couples, I tell them that I'm attending their wedding because I want to feel like a cousin to them and take photos as a guest of the wedding, not just a third party standby person who doesn't care about the feelings or the emotion of the day. I want these photos to be personal. I want to set myself apart from AI, aside from how much wedding photography already is set apart. And last but not least, storytelling is human. As much as we can use prompts and make stories with AI, it is never going to outdo storytelling of a good wedding photographer. I actually talk a bit about storytelling. I made a video about it a while ago. I'll link that right up above and in the description. But storytelling is what we're doing as a wedding photographer. We're not just taking photos. Throughout a wedding day, you need to know how to take your time to see everything that's happening and portray that in your photos through a story, a whole storyline throughout the wedding day. And we can do this with different focal lengths, where we are during the day, what kind of stuff we're capturing, the details versus the people versus the emotions. It is all extremely important. And again, these are things that set us apart from just taking photos. That's what you don't want to be as a wedding photographer. It's just another person who takes pictures. There's enough of us out there, and anybody can grab a camera and say, I'm a photographer, and then take pictures. But you are a storyteller. One way to really make sure that you're telling stories at your wedding day as well is to capture those in-between moments that aren't just the specific photos that you know are going to happen. Get those candid moments when your guests are talking to each other, when the bride and groom are interacting with a grandmother or something of that sort. Capture the details of things that have fallen off and broken, or something that fell over, or just anything in the room that's out of place or is important to your couple. Get to know your couple. Make sure you understand the things that really speak to them so that you can include that in your photos as well. Is their location important to them because they met in an area like that? Are there outdoorsy people and you're doing like an elopement in the mountain? Like, these are the things that matter, and they're going to help along with the storytelling. I actually send a shot list to my couple. However, my shot list is not like pictures of the shoes and pictures in front of the venue. It's more, what is important to you? What are things I don't know about your family? What are things that are going to be very important to your day? Maybe you're changing your shoes, you're wearing your mother's dress, things like that. Maybe a parent has passed and you have them on your bouquet. Anything that's extremely important that helps tell that story is something I need to know about. And that's what's going to set me apart from AI. The human connection and storytelling is something you cannot get with AI. You may be able to tell it a bunch of information, but there's still no real connection there. It's just data and then data coming out. It is not the same. And this is why I believe that wedding photography is the niche that is going to be protected from AI for years to come. Let me know in the comments below what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree, Let's keep the arguments nice and easy and safe though, y'all. Like, I don't want to have a whole bunch of trolls up in the comments. I don't feel like dealing with it. If you like this video, don't forget to hit a like and subscribe. Check out my full wedding day videos, which I have here. And don't worry, there is work for us photographers out there. AI is not going to destroy everything. We'll see if that comment ages like milk or not. I'll catch y'all next time.